Mehdi Hasan engaged in a debate where he actually was explaining why Israel's actions in Gaza are reprehensible and no one should support them. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit confused by that. Because bro just sat down to interview Jill Stein and Butch Ware and was chastising them, despite being anti-genocide candidates, in order to prop up Kamala Harris, even though she is promising to continue the genocide. In the case of Mehdi, it's even more confusing because this is a man who, for all intents and purposes, ladies and gentlemen, lost his job because he just so happened to be Arab and was anti-genocide, and mainstream media was not liking his stance. They didn't even give him a chance to pander, to be completely honest. And you would think, after being tossed to the side because of your stance on a very important issue, that you would stop pandering to the people who toss your ass like trash. I mean, at the end of this debate, he gives this amazing summary of all the damage that Israel has done in Gaza since October 7th.
What we've heard tonight is that nothing justifies October the 7th, but October the 7th justifies everything. Well, I'm here tonight to tell you, no, October the 7th does not justify everything. It does not justify the suffering in Gaza. It does not justify the killing of kids in Gaza. It does not justify the starvation in Gaza. It does not justify the rape and torture of Palestinian detainees, which Elon refused to condemn tonight. It does not justify any of that. It doesn't justify the tearing up of the Geneva Conventions, the defiance of international law and the ICC and our own Leahy law.
Basically emphasizing how important it is that we do anything that we can to stop it. But the first question that you see on the clip of that interview is Mehdi asking Jill how voting for the Green Party is going to stop genocide the next day. Give me a scenario where voting Green right now stops genocide today.
Lay out for me the steps whereby I go into a voting booth, vote Green, and the genocide stops. I don't see that happening.
But that question works both ways, Mehdi. Can you give us a scenario where voting for Kamala stops genocide? Voting for Democrats stops genocide? Because last I checked, the candidate that you're trying to convince everybody to support, the candidate that you're trying to protect by scolding Jill Stein, promised to continue the genocidal policy of Joe Biden. So what exactly is your goal? No, there's a scenario where I can say voting Green right now will guarantee genocide stops tomorrow. But there is a scenario where voting Green right now guarantees that I, in my conscience, will not be rewarding genocide today, which is what Mehdi seems to want to do. He wants to reward genocide while simultaneously condemning it. And as opportunistic as I've known Mehdi to be throughout his career, this is a new low. Because effectively, he's just using his ethnicity and his identity to pretend to care about the genocide. Because if he actually cared about the genocide, he would be criticizing any and all parties who are facilitating it, including Kamala. Which unfortunately means that for Mehdi, even his empathy is opportunistic. But I can't say I'm surprised. What can I say? I guess whenever he got fired from mainstream media, he realized it's a little bit more difficult over here on the independent media side than he thought. Somebody gotta pay the bills, and I guess his integrity gonna pick up the check.